For the majority of the first episode, I only felt pain. Pain and pity for our main character. I mean, what a way to start with him being overworked and abused at his workplace, and he endures it all because for his love of his family, wife, and child. But later on, finding out this in the first episode, by the way. But later on, finding out that his wife is cheating on him and cuckolding him with his own boss. Then finding out that his own child possibly can might not be his, and getting divorced. Then being falsely accused of embezzlement and pretty much being in a mountain of debt, then being even more overworked and abused in a construction job, being malnourished, and by the end of the episode, in the verge of dying. I felt so bad for our main character, and I just wanted to go to a turning point so he can have a better life. When our other character, the guide, who is a mystical being, decides to give him a chance to reincarnate in another world, Isekai, in a place of magic and mecha sci-fi, where by later he decides to start anew, and instead of being the one to be stepped on, he was going to do the stomping on and become like an evil dictator type of person. But he's not good at it. He's just too kind-hearted. Our main character now he has a name in his new isekai world, Liam. Our main character is just too kind-hearted. He tries to be the evil dictator, crushing people under his booth, abusing money and spending it however he likes. But he is just too responsible, too kind-hearted. He tries to do evil stuff here and there, but it only comes out as childish because some of the stuff that he tries to do is very normal in his new isekai sci-fi world, where a person, because now he is the owner of an entire planet, where he tries to do a harem, and when he says, "Oh, I'm going to have a harem of 100 girls," the people around him just reacts and say that, "Oh, that's newbie numbers. You have to have at least 1,000 to be. Those are the normal numbers. 1,000 is normal. 100 is rookie numbers," and that was just so amusing. Let's say amusing. There were a lot of jokes from the anime, but only one of them caused me to laugh out loud only once. The other ones were amusing, but not enough to me to laugh out loud, for to say. But yes, and I also like the whole failing upwards, because our main character has a misfortune let's say throw upon him by the guy, because it turned out by the ending of the first episode that the guy is actually a being that face of misfortune, and the whole thing about him being falsely accused of company embezzlement, his boss abusing him, and all of them on his previous life was caused by the guy. This was revealed by the ending of the first episode, by the way, so it's not spoilerish. But yeah, most of this stuff was caused by the guy and his face of misfortune. Now, do I forgive the wife for cheating on him, having a baby with another man, or for to say no? I think that the guy only brings out the darkness within you and brings out to the surface. So I still don't forgive the wife. I don't think that she was so heavily manipulated. I think that just the things that were in hidden were just brought to the surface. Now, even though that the guy is trying to put Liam in an even bigger misfortune and misery, Liam just fails upward. He misunderstands stuff, interprets it in another way, and instead of going to misery and misfortune, it actually boosts him up, and he's even happier and happier as the episodes goes on, and he's amusing. But and that's mostly how the anime goes. The only two things that I can say about my opinion of the anime is that I do not know if I consider Liam a virgin, the type of character that I hate, because Liam, like I said previously, he wanted a harem of 100 women, but as soon as he learns that, oh, those women want to be in his harem, that it will be an honor to all those women, he just gets turned off, and he's all like, oh no, I don't want a woman that wants me. I want to abuse my authority and force women to want me. And that was just let's say pathetic, because he's so hung over another main character, Amagi, who is a cyborg and AI robot, and it's obviously that he has feelings towards her, but she's just an AI. She doesn't have feelings. She cannot. She doesn't have reproductive organs. She cannot have a baby. So she always encouraged him to have a human woman by his side. But see, he is so hung over her, and he's always, every time that he could have his harem or woman attending him, he just finds an excuse to not have them over. And I don't know, is it wimpy behavior, virgin, eternal virgin, or like another anime said, virgentleman? I don't know, but let's see if they ever continue the story or something. I might decide by then. But for now, he's giving very wimpy behavior. And the other thing that I want to say about this anime is that the fighting animation, when it comes to the mechas, was not very well done. Some of them movements, yes, were impressive, but when it comes to close quarter combat with the swordsmanship and with the mechas, it wasn't very well done. It felt very. I saw an action sequence, and it looked hilariously bad, because it was just simply repeating the same motion and just moving it around in the screens to mimic movement. It was just the mecha just going like this, and they simply, like, with a click of a mouse, just move him around the screen to mimic movement. It looked hilarious to me. You could say that this is the only second time that I laughed at the anime, but it wasn't meant to be a joke. So it was just hilarious. So I think I'm going to end it here. I'm going to give this anime a score of. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I might have given it a 6 if the fighting mecha animation was a little bit more well done, and maybe if it had a little bit more better jokes here and there. But I think a 5 is fair enough. So I'm going to end it here. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're from, and see you next video.